This week on Did Y'all See, we're talking about Tamar's exit from The Real, what you would do if your beautician snuck relaxer into your shampoo, and we have special guest Michaela Angela Davis. Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See. Today we are joined by a special guest, Michaela Angela Davis. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming with us to talk to us, and we're just going to jump right into the topics. So the first thing, did y'all see this week, kind of the biggest entertainment news, shockingly, was that Tamar is leaving The Real. So we kind of saw her talking over the weekend about it on Instagram, hinting, you know, something was going on and people were some snakes and whatever, you know, with that. And then B. Scott did a report basically saying she was fired from The Real. The Real put out a statement saying it was a mutual decision for Tamar and the network to part ways. And then since then, it's just been this whole debacle of, did the other girls push her out? You know, what's really going on? Tamar says she's taking a break from social media, and it's just become this huge mess. And I don't know, we're kind of like, what do you make of this situation and what's going on?
Since I've been,
Come on.
she was like, I've been watching Tamar since I was in college, so this is going on 6 years now. And she's one of my favorite Braxton sisters. However, Tamar has an interesting personality, to say the least, and I think it may work in her family. I think it may work for WeTV, but when you're on Fox Network, I'm not surprised by the news. I think, you know, like they said in elementary school, your attitude is your aptitude, or your aptitude. Altitude, right.
You know, I feel like this is part of like these very dramatic exits. You know, because Kelly Ripa, Melissa Harris Perry, people are like leaving shows and then they're like going to Instagram. Like even, you know, this highly public intellectual Melissa Harris Perry put on Twitter like the picture of, you know, from What's Love Got to Do with blowing up a car. Like, she blew up MSNBC. You know, exactly. So I feel like this, you know, drama in ensembles on television have always happened, but social media is new. And so people can go to Instagram and like tell their story. And I'm a little bit from, you know, like be a little bit more dignified. But it depends on what your strategy is, where you're trying to go next. But even like, so it's the little blonde girl had a fit too.
Absolutely.
You know, so and was talking about her integrity on her show. So I think that it's a trend to be really extra in your exits, right?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I'm absolutely not here for it. As I've said in the past too, with all of these situations where people leave and then it's so dramatic. I mean, all the real co-hosts got on like Instagram and were pretty much doing like eulogies as if she had died. I'm like, Tamar has like 2 other TV shows and a popular, you know, music career. Like she's going to be fine. She's down the street, go call her. You know what I'm saying? So it's all shady. It's like
all performance.
If you're really friends with someone, just call her. I don't have to get on here.
I mean, even Lonnie says she's not answering her phone calls. So, you know, even that, have a conversation. You may look at your face.
Girl, that's that.
But you're making assumptions about things. And I didn't like that because now you have people coming for your former co-host for no reason.
Right. I think I'm going to miss her though, because she's super extra.
She is.
Like she adds something really fun and funny and over the top. But you know, we'll see who gets in there.
Okay, so did y'all also see this week, I guess a little bit more serious, Keke Palmer, you know, who, when we talk about, you know, words and stuff, every time she steps on the carpet, everybody's like, oh, she's slay, yes, you know, whatever, you know, with that. And then she put up a picture in a bikini top, you know, no makeup, and all of a sudden there were just all these negative comments, you know, about that she looked like she was on drugs, she looked like she was sick, and Veronica wrote a piece, you know, just kind of like, do we not know what natural beauty is anymore? You know, we're so used to seeing women so dramatically made up, and you can't go out without a weave, lashes, and a face full of makeup. Not that there's a problem, but you know, when you see someone in their natural beauty, then they have to be sick or doing something, you know, crazy, which is really disheartening. I think part of issues with social media. But I mean, what did you all think about that situation?
Like you said, I think people do forget how women naturally look. And I think also with Black people, we just don't like how people naturally look. I know, like sometimes I'll wear like my half wig or my clip-ins, and you know, I have naturally short hair. That's like my natural hair length is never like past here when I feel like growing it out. And I have a cousin who's always like, why is your hair so short? And I'm like, girl, we've been doing this since like 1989. Like, what's going on?
And what
you
kind
know,
of question is that?
Yeah, but like for her, beauty is the 20-inch weave. And she always likes to tell us like, yes, I'm gonna get my 20-inch weave from Flatbush. And you know, and it's just like, okay. And we've had cousins, like male cousins, tell her like, you don't need all of that. But you know, I just don't think people like anybody in their natural form now.
It made me really sad, you know, because I'm grown. Let me just, like, in case y'all didn't know. But it made me sad because first, I think that we've gotten so, particularly in Instagram, like we're so in this Kardashian moment where you have 17-year-olds injecting their skin, sucking up their lips, like you almost don't even know how to take a picture with your friends anymore. Everybody is making duck lips. It's straight. It's almost like a whole generation has forgotten how to just, I'm with my friends and smile. Like, and so to be horrified by someone's actual skin, it to me, you know, as an image activist and someone that talks about colorism and beauty and all that stuff, it just signified to me how that sort of internalized hate and self-hate that we've been taught and to not accept ourselves was actualized on this. For everyone to see. And so the helpful part is, for me, that because of those comments, I understand we still have a lot of work to do. You know, it's kind of versus people staying in the shadows and you not knowing how little they've even seen us. And I think that's also part of it too. It's like what becomes normalized, what you see. And so if you don't see enough women just with their, she was tanning.
Exactly.
Come on, kids! Like, you know, that's good for your skin. You need that vitamin D, on a lot of levels. Like that's another segment. that one.
But as someone who currently doesn't have makeup on, clearly I had no problem with Keke's decision not to wear any. And plus, she's very young, and I think because she's been in the limelight since she was even younger, like teen years, maybe actually kiddie years. I feel like she was in like one of the Medea movies since she was a kid. I think everybody just expects you to consistently every day, all the time, because you're in the spotlight, put on makeup and be dolled up. We don't want to see you as regular, Lauren, that's her real name. But, we have to be comfortable. Like you said, you have to know what you're doing it for. Like, of course, you're always on the red carpet. You're always in front of cameras. So you need to, or you want to wear makeup for that reason. But when you're just wanting to be you and just relax, I just don't do it. Don't wear makeup. And I feel the same way because my fiance, sometimes I don't wear makeup a lot of the time, but when I do wear it sometimes, and because I want to, and I want to look fun for like date night, my fiance will be like, "What's this?" And I wear eyeshadow, and I'll be like, "Oh, it's just eyeshadow." And he'll be like, "You don't need all of that." And I'll say, "Well, thank you, but I didn't wear it for you necessarily. I wore it because I like wearing makeup." So, like you said, you definitely need to know the difference, and it's just sad.
So for this week's What Would You Do, we're talking about a crazy story that happened in a salon. Black women don't play about their hair, and somebody tried it at a Dominican salon. A woman posted a story online basically saying she went to a Dominican salon to get a blowout, and when her hair was washed, she expected her curly texture to come back, and she noticed that it was kind of soft, wavy or whatever. Turns out they snuck relaxer into her shampoo when they did her hair. The women went on social media to talk about it, and a lot of people responded that that's typical in the Dominican salon. They don't play about that. They're always trying to soften your texture a little bit, but without the consent of their clients. And so that particular salon declined to comment on the situation, but many a visitor to the Dominican salon said, yeah, this is not surprising. So point blank, what would y'all do?
That's what I was saying. Like, this is where I'm glad I don't have access to firearms, because that's the equivalent of someone slipping me a drug at a this is some Cosby level deception. We do not play with our hair, but it also is this rejection of any kind of Afro-ness
Yes.
in their hair.
Yes.
Speaks a lot to the culture, but we would have problems.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, because it's one, people have a choice. Like, I'm certainly not anti-relaxer at all. I'm here for all of it.
Yeah.
If you want to express your, you know, our hair is, that's the beauty of our hair, is that it can shape shift and it can take whatever you want.
Yeah.
But without my permission,
You gotta put
I would be like taking off my earrings, all this. It would be a blow.
It would
Like,
be a story.
and I don't want that to be the news of the day. That,
Right.
You know, Michaela Angela
But-
Davis like snatched somebody like.
Listen, we'll have your back.
Listen,
We'll have your back.
No, but it's
Yeah.
that's a straight up violation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wonder if is it like a cultural thing? Do y'all think that it's just really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
I know growing up in the Bronx, like I had Dominican friends who had perms even before I decided to get a perm, but would always be like, oh, you know, I just have a kitty perm, and it's like, mommy, no, you don't. No, you don't. Pero no. Pero no.
Dude, they look mad when you come in though.
That's exactly.
Like, why are you bringing
Yeah.
them? I come in like this, and you
what
can
it
tell.
is.
They are mad at
Yep,
me. They are
yep.
mad at my hair.
Yep.
So this is how they get back at you?
Yeah.
Like, let me just
Exactly.
drug your hair. Because that's what it
Exactly.
is, right? It's like literally
Yeah.
slipping a Mickey in your hair.
It is.
But I
Yeah.
think it's about what you've been taught to believe about hair in general. Because I mean, even when I used to every once in a very blue moon get braids.
Oh yeah.
And you go to whoever, I mean, some were Nigerian, some were from like, you know, Senegal, stuff like that. But when they would start working on your hair, they would ask you why you didn't have a perm.
Because it makes it easy. Well, see, it makes everybody sort of easier. And this goes back to a much longer and larger issue, is that even if you are learning about hair, with black hair, the first thing they do is teach you to change it.
Right.
And then you do every style.
Right.
Relax it first, then braid it. Relax it first, then cornrow.
Right.
Relax it first, then cut it, then
Then it'll
style
be
it.
easy.
So your first instinct is to change the natural texture. So even if you're from the continent, it is considered easier if we just control this.
Yeah.
Just control it. Even before you put a natural style in it.
Yeah.
There's something little, but so much of our history and hysteria and paranoia and fantasy is wrapped up in our hair.
Right.
And so this is just such a example of that. But like, yeah, when I got my hair cornrowed, they look mad too. Our hair makes people mad.
Right.
Yeah.
Old
it
people
does.
make
Exactly.
Like,
Well,
your
that's
hair
what
is
we are.
thick.
You're like, dang, I just accepted this.
Yeah,
You're trying to
yeah.
go. Like, yeah, take me down.
And it's also like, can you not do it? Because if you can't do it,
Tell
then
me that
don't
and
do
I will
it.
go.
But you
Right.
sure shouldn't be putting no kind of chemicals in my hair
No.
to make it easier for you.
Exactly.
And then I
That's
go
what I
home.
gotta
Yeah.
do
for
this.
you.
Yeah. So for this week's We See You. Yes. Right. Who we see is Michaela Angela Davis, who's here with us. We were talking beforehand. I'm like, you've had a busy week being out, you know, talking about some very important topics, Facebook streaming over at Mike, you know, so we're so happy to have you here with us.
This is my favorite place to be.
Thank you. You know, actually piggybacking off of this hair discussion we have, we know you have hair tails. So we talked about it on the site. I know there's more segments coming up. I think you're screening it at Afropunk. So tell us a little bit about, you know, the concept and what's going on. with
First,
that,
thank
so.
you, because I was so excited when I saw it. I saw hair tail. Well, now I know why I made it. So here, a short story. Last year, I was doing so much commentary that was about Black trauma and pain, from Ferguson to Sandra Bland to Charleston. Charleston took me out.
Yeah.
The horror of that is I'm still processing that.
Yeah.
But it was on top of all the other bodies that I had to talk about in a certain way. After Charleston, something in me felt broken, and I was like, I have to do something that is about connecting us, that's about Black girl joy. What is this thing that, whether you're from Detroit or Dakar or living in the White House, living in the pink houses, that we all have in common? We all have a story about our hair. Yeah. So it's basically like the vagina monologues, but about hair. Yeah. But I wanted to collect, it's an anthology about Black women's identity through the lens of our hair. And I never call in celebrity favors, but this one I was like, because I knew that I needed to ground it with some people that you would respond to, because then I do want to like get money and make it happen. And the first person to say yes was Regina King, who's like, I love her. Yeah. And so then Tasha Smith came through and let me use her space in LA. And then, so I just got together one day. Patrice Coller's one of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, and Kim Coles, who you know, and Amanda Seales. So that was the first collection, and I really wanted it to be these micro mobile docs. And this is just the thing that I know we all know, that there's something that we can all talk about in our hair. Yeah. Because even if we were just on the train, eventually, if 2 or more of us are gathered, we will talk about our hair.
You're not lying.
My fourth question is, what products are you using? Right. You know, after your day, where are you from? What do you believe in? And tell me about your hair.
How can we stay connected with you and your new hashtag?
Read a book.
I'm going to stay connected with you. I wish you want to stay on the Hair Tales journey with me.
Absolutely.
I would love to do like an internal hair kitchen table talk. I'll come to the office. I'll put my table down. Y'all tell me stories.
Got stories.
Got stories. But we're connected now, right? This happened, and so but like on on Twitter, Instagram, I don't Snapchat, y'all. I told y'all I was grown, so I'm not putting on a little dog nose, and I got things to say. So my best place is on is Twitter. It still is, because I'm a commentator, so it's language on Twitter, right? Yeah. But I am getting better on the ground.
Nice.
My little pictures, some little things, and. I try to communicate a lot, like what I'm doing, where I'm going. Yeah. There's going to be some new media over this summer. Good. But I'm trying to follow y'all. Like, I can stay connected to you.
You can always come back.
Okay.
Always.
Back.
Yes. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Did Y'all See? Thank you again to our special guest, Michaela Angela Davis, who we will have back. And let us know what you thought about this episode in the comments section, and make sure you stay tuned to MadameNoire.com.
Hey guys, thank you so much for supporting Madame Noire's YouTube channel. For more Did Y'all See? Click here. For celebrity interviews, click here. And for our new series, Ask a Black Man in Los Angeles, click here. And as always, subscribe.